So this is not the video I thought I'd be doing this morning. I thought I'd be doing something on maybe the brand new Master Duel pack coming out, which looks fun, right? New Witchcrafter cards, and we've got Crawler Soma and Yukiona and Ra support, or maybe the upcoming updates for Duel Links, which was leaked 3 weeks ago by Konami being an idiot. And yeah, we're getting Quinton Lockable. Great, cool, that's fun. But no, that is not happening, because we've got something bigger to talk about. The Cross Duel end of service to kind of talk about. Yeah, this came out of nowhere. The game has been released for, what, 7 months now as of the next update, and that's gonna kind of be it. They're suspending crystal sales, we're gonna be getting a brand new Sevens event and a new raid event, and then end of service in September, and seemingly nothing between here and there. So it'll just be the game carry on as normal. There'll be more gems and gifts or whatever, people still playing, and that's kind of it. Now, there is a balance update coming for a lot of cards, right? And this just feels like, again, if you're going to push something out the door as the final thing, you do this. And of course, you don't really fix burn for DM or Kokopakapu, you just kind of leave it as is. And that will probably still be the metagame for the next 6 months until the game does die. Now, there is kind of one silver lining-ish, right? If you play Duel Links or Master Duel, then you're going to get some gems and an icon, which looks like this. It's fine, but by playing the game, if you played for today, you'll get up to 1,000 gems if you're a longer player, right? So, cool. You know, it's a bit weird. A bit weird to kind of think about. This game didn't survive a year, like, of content. You know, we're getting 7 months. When we know, in the game files, we had all these cards still to kind of be released. And for 7s, we're probably going to be getting Roman, right? So Prima Guitar's probably coming. But they could, technically, I guess, put more cards in than we were expecting, which would be nice. But the big thing also for me was we'd be getting Go Rush, right? We'd be getting a Galactic Oblivion, which is Udius's Ace, which of course hasn't been dubbed yet. That's from Go Rush, it's still airing in Japan. And so this has been the first kind of game we see it in. And now we're not. And so this is a year's worth of content we're not getting. No 3D models, none of the icons, or the playmats, or the assets, or the music, or the voice lines. None of it. And of course, the big thing that people are going to miss, I think, from Cross Duel is the icons. Because whenever these ones were released, on Twitter, on Reddit, on Facebook, whatever, these would go viral. These would be spread out wildfire, people really like them. And that's kind of what people know Cross Duel for, is that the game wasn't what people really wanted from a general Yu-Gi-Oh game, but the icons, the accessories were really good. Now, obviously the downside to Cross Duel was the significant lack of content. Like look, at the average month of Cross Duel, right? You got your single player event, and then a week later, a raid event, and that is it. For the month, you're done. Go back a month, right? The exact same. Single player event, raid event. Even these Monarch reruns, right? They didn't add more difficulties when they came back around. They just left them as is. And we're supposed to get 2 of them a month. But we didn't. And that's been the game files since literally the closed beta back in September 21. So, yeah. It just, I don't know. Don't know what to kind of think, really. And I don't think it helped the game was so expensive on launch. You really needed multiple super rares in your deck to actually kind of compete, and then when the game was getting going, they started bringing Guardian monsters, right, a brand new mechanic to the game, and all the ones that were non-burn focused, right, like Blows on a Dragon or Exodia, weren't very good. The meta game for Guardians was kind of focused around your Magnum Overlord, or more recently your Kokopakapu, just being a straight 300 burn to every other player at the end of the turn, depending on the lanes you had active, so up to 900 per turn, and then you also compounded that with the fact that Dark Magician and Abyss Sector Superstar was meta for dealing burn damage whenever you activate a spell card. This card generated spell cards every turn. It was a very toxic meta game that just kind of divulged into just being fully burn focused, and so it wasn't really all that fun, I think, for people to kind of come into and play and try to play different strategies when the best deck was Kokopakapu. Like, you know, it just was these two were just the best decks, and it was burn. And what can you do to kind of stop burn when this is inherently based around spell cards, right? That's a core mechanic of the game. And they didn't try and fix it. You know, even in this balance up they were getting, they're not fixing this stuff. They're not fixing this main issue of Cross Duel for the people that are still playing it. So, yeah. It doesn't set a good precedent, right, going forward for, like, Duel Links or Master Duel, or whatever Konami kind of brings out next, right? Because if they drop this after 6 months of the game being out, and they're not doing well, then what happens to the next one, and the one after that, and the one after that? And it's the first time we've seen Konami Japan do this, right? Because the last time we saw this was Dual Generation, but that was Konami America. That was completely different. Japan had no real input in that game, and so it's the first real time we're seeing it. Now, I'm not saying the game was perfect, right? It wasn't. The game had a ton of issues, right? The connection issues, the game was broken half the time, there was, again, the event schedule was so barren, there was no PvP events. You've got a 4-player format, but no PvP events. The most we got was a dual bonus for 50% extra, like, gems or whatever, which was cool, but they could have been tag duels or different modes or different rulings or whatever, but no. And for a game so focused on getting you to spend money on crystals, there was no sales, apart from at New Year's and then like one time on launch. It felt like from the start that there wasn't a commitment to making this game actually good. Even though I enjoyed it a lot, I played it more than Marstal, right? Now, probably Marstal's going to be picked up quite a bit more by me personally, because that's a big kind of void that's going to be left with not playing this. But yeah, there was just so many kind of problems that they made themselves that they didn't fix, and some of them, like connection issues, we saw in the beta back in September 21, right? And they didn't fix them for launch, which is kind of just baffling. So I don't know, just kind of rambling. There's plenty of stuff on Cross Domain if you want to see what the game was like and all the cars, the effects, whatever. I do not know when it's being shut down, but I imagine it will be at some point soon. But there is one more content update, right? One more month of content, and so I assume we'll do a video for that when it comes out. And yeah, just bit annoying, a little bit annoying. So yeah, did you play Cross Duel? Did you not play Cross Duel? Are you one of the reasons why this game shut down? Let me know down below. And I'll see you all in the next Duel Links or Marstal video. Probably Duel Links, right, for the box review tomorrow, maybe, if it eventually drops. See you then.